these flames, but that requires a lot of very, very solid observation of the opponent and timing. And also I think that fire archers are mostly better because they can even explode the flames in the blob. On the other hand, the longbows are cancelling out the fire archers because of the superior range and bonus damage against range. So let's see how this is playing out. In the ranged matchups, it's a lot about information, positioning. On the side, we will try to keep track of it, how the range game is playing out, because I think that might be the most deciding factor here. Because the range will be the key for the easiest flame takeout, and these flames will decide the blob fight. That's at least my theory currently, what will decide the game. Okay, reducing mouse speed again, so we're getting the most smooth camera. This time I was a good streamer actually, by the way, for turning on the streamer mode beforehand, so you're not getting freaked out by random Discord notifications. And as always, we have to endure this very amazing tower pushing phase that we can use to thank Kash for his very generous follow. I do really appreciate it, buddy. Thanks a lot. And we're still waiting for the tower pushing phase. On Turul Varos, I think the most interesting thing in this tower pushing phase is taking down these war rockets here on the ground that is currently used by the Polex. That's, I think, the main goal for the defender, to take out the war rockets. The one on the bottom there, and the other one is roughly here, I think. These need to be taken out because they can fire into like, semi-critical positions. Yeah, other than that, they are not that amazing. Most teams are not planning on an A-hold, so these war rockets are not crazy influential, but if the right ones are up, you can shoot onto the supply. And if you have the flames out that early, they might get killed. So yeah, I do hope, and since we're in Rustic division, it's maybe only hope. The flame player was very aware that the war rockets are gone. Otherwise, that would be a massive mistake to have a vulnerable unit that can get one-shotted even if there is a supply to heal. Okay. Quick setup here on the left tower for the attacking team, for the White Rangers. Uncontested A, also no attempt for hero deathmatching. Both teams taking it pretty safe here. Interesting, no breach open for the B point. I do think that's potentially a mistake, because if the other team is deciding to go for the A defense, having the alternative route of making going through the open breach onto B and then pressuring the C point is a good option to just not lose too much time. Because we all saw in the games before that you guys in the first time slot and I on scrims, that the end cap can take some time and you need time for it. So as much as we feel like we have a lot of time on this map because you get 3 caps on the beginning, it is not that easy to crack this endpoint, and in the end you want to have every minute and not waste it on unnecessary stuff. We also had this factor massively in the Valley Fortress season, or the Valley Fortress day, where a lot of teams struggled with the time and even lost matches that they would have won otherwise because of the timer. So yeah, good practice for all teams. Do the basics very fast, get the points fast that you need to cap for free, and then get as fast as possible into your pre-push positions to immediately get the pressure onto your opponent. Also in Rustic division, if you're very fast with your setups, you can even just outspeed opponents. Oh, this Polex player had a lot of luck that the Chain Dart was not aware and not fast enough. He could have been dead here. And yeah, please, White Raiders, do tell me you're not doing a one-sided push here. That will be a sign up for disaster. into like pushing in, like one-sided into a double side setup, including flames. Very dangerous. Woof woof getting taken out. Okay, and we see a pretty fast rotation here by White Raiders to the right side. Immediately trying to get pressure on the supply, maybe. No setup by No Scrim on the supply. But immediate deathmatch before the fight. These these flames by Hamut are very far in the front. And got nearly attacked by the heavy players of No Scrim. Fight is breaking out immediately. Looks like that maybe No Scrim Flames got caught out of position here. The emblem is like hopping in and out. They were maybe spread out by movement and then eliminated one by one on the different sides. Also, I do not see a lot of flame bursts. Unfortunately for No Scrim, the White Raider flames are still mostly intact, but good woof woof respawn here with the Yan Yu Dao, hitting a crazy double swing into the backside. Very, very good respawn management here. Immediately coming back with the Cav to wipe the fight. Good timing here. And we can even start speculating if his inting there in the backline pre-fight was like premeditated. For him to just maybe get some unit picks. If he finds the specials, even better. But die to force the push. And then have the perfect comeback timing here with the Cav to wipe the fight. But that would be very, very deep thought strategized here by No Scrim. I mean, they have players that are capable of doing so. On the other hand, maybe it's not the best idea in Rustic Division to do very elaborated plans. But here C-Point is getting pressured by the attacking team, while the supply gets continuously blocked and blocked, but at the cost of heroes and units. And now the question is, all these flames... Okay, they are not getting wrecked by the Polex. But the C-Point is getting kept a lot, and so we most likely see only one more fight here by No Scrim in the defense of C. But they definitely want to take this trade here. Oh, these flames are so open, and the fight is split a lot, so they're not gaining maximum value. But a good solid salvo here on the C-Point. On the other hand here, the top right side is getting thinned out by the attacking team, but not enough. Also looks like they're getting almost more reinforcements, so they're winning both sides most likely. The attacking team is now dripping in with the Cavs. It got pulled on the second supply. That looks like a good trade for No Scrim here. Unfortunately, they lost their flames, but it doesn't matter because they packed in enough flames into their warbands. And now they do have to make a decision. Do they try to hold the C-Point once more without any capability of getting or giving away some cap points? Do they think the reinforcements are coming in fast enough? Even after some deaths on their team? Do they have enough units left? Or is the respawn wave too big? No, we see already some people retreating here to the end cap. No retreating units. Doesn't look like it. And we see a very, very aggressive counter push here onto the front supply to reinforce at the very front line here. The attacking team did not manage to hold him off the resupply, so they have to take the big reset, which will cost a lot of time. And sorry, I had to take a sip. My voice was running dry already. Okay, flames and longbows now for the attacking team. I'm actually not quite sure if these longbows are the best unit for this situation. I do think on the end cap they might have done something, or maybe even here on the supply fight. But here from the ground, also into this current setup here, by now Scrim not the best unit, because they absolutely do not really provide a lot of DPS into shielded blobs. Also huge fire archers here. By now Scrim shooting into the blob. Quick rotation. Once again to the front supply. Now the question is, where are they pushing? Okay. Going here towards the back supply. Good idea to fight next to it so they can block it. But they definitely need to block it, and I do not like these longbows here on the ground. Oh, some heroes getting picked before the fight. What type of throw is this? Oh, this is... No! This is not how you push this. Guys, we talked about it before the first push. You do not want to push into this double-sided flames-driven setup through a choke, especially not after losing heroes before the fight. Very, very basic mistakes here. And this might be very costly for White Raiders, and they might just get melted here in this choke. I mean, their own flames are now doing at least something. And the spear and shields giving them some space at the top with their kicks. But now, good Polex dive by Rosettenkasper into the range and special camp. Unfortunately for him, he was not taking out too much. And the fight is still ongoing. The supply for the attacker is not really blocked, but the unit trade is getting worse and worse for them because they're not having a lot of units left. And now the big reinforcement wave for no Scrim dripping in as well. Getting a hold, maybe two side again. And these flames are retreating back. And it looks like now no Scrim is getting the final hold on this choke again. Dropping down the unit trade further and further. Also, time is running low. 4 minutes. This is already making a full reset nearly impossible because they have no units and they have no time. And good push here onto the supply by no Scrim. Getting them blocked, getting them no chance for resetting and farming off the team when it's halved. Very, very good decision here by no Scrim. Also good, very good aggressive hero dives here into the special hits onto the backside of the opponent units. There we see the individual class of the experienced players of no Scrim. Also the other flank here with a very solid Rattan unit driven push into shields. That gets suicide trapped, but in the end it will not matter. 500 units for no Scrim, 200 for the attacking White Raiders. And they keep dying one by one to the main blob. And now the remaining units here that are intact will be getting mated from two sides. Omoshiroi also here already in the back, and this is how we want to see our pole axis. Aggressive in the back of Star Wars. That's how you do the most damage. That's how you're effective. Beautiful finish here. And that leaves us only with the question, how is game 2 going to be? Will we see the same type of organization in the fights? Will we see a different spot than the C plateau for defense from White Raiders? Will they come up with something very spicy? Because Turul Varos gives us a lot of opportunities where the map can be played, where the pushes can happen, where you can defend. A lot of questions that might get answered after a very, very intense waiting of 2 minutes. because the slaughtering has to continue just by a little bit. Currently, we are not seeing any dropouts, but I'm awaiting them in the very next seconds. Because there is no chance anymore for White Raiders to really take something on this map. Even taking C, if they could, it would just prolong their suffering and not get them closer to winning. Unfortunately, there's also no points given out for, you know, like getting more percentage of a map or something. So yeah, they're currently just fighting for the honor with a full set of phalanx. How sad that these amazing boys, the phalanx, the best unit in the game, at least for my taste, is not put to efficient use, just slaughtered in the end by overwhelming forces. Still no reconnects. Usually I would definitely recommend this team for being brave and fighting until the very last drip of blood. But in this case, I definitely want to get myself a drink to smoothen up my voice. So, guys, please drop out. This is as good as over. Okay, I will call it here GG. Go into a very short break so I can get myself a tea, because I desperately need something. And yeah, we will come back in the second game. No Scrim versus White Raiders. Very interesting warbands here. I didn't expect a lot of changes, but what we see is slingshots. 2 sets of slingshots immediately pulled for the beginning. So what are they going to try? What are they trying to cheese? Are they trying some A-hold potentially? Maybe deny one tower? Is slingshot DPS enough? I'm actually not quite sure. Do they want to ensure that the breach is getting destroyed and Sally, but their warbands do not really scream Sally? Okay, I'm perfectly confused. I don't know about you guys. This is a setup for great entertainment, not knowing what's coming. So please, no Scrim, cook something interesting. As always, we want to see the most interesting, craziest strategies. It will surprise us and excite us at the same time. And maybe we all learn something about new viable strats. But for now, it looks like a pretty classical hold. Okay. Here on the plateau as well. But what are the slingshots doing? We are going on the hunt. What are the slingshots doing? Okay, they're throwing immediately at the breach, so it might be the preparation for a crazy breach rush, right? Dual blades also going up in double. Maybe for some action here in the beginning, we can definitely go in on this unique and Tyke. A very, very well-known duo. Getting out some aggression, but maybe deciding it's not worth the risk, trying to kill a Polex that might have a pin, and maybe if a push is very close to happening, it would be a massive mistake. Yeah, so not going for the pick, a good idea. But currently I'm not quite sure what the slingshot's job was. If they were just a pillar to get the breach down easier, okay. But for now, it did not really look like they got a massive advantage strategically from it. Because A is not getting defended. At least for now, it's not looking like it. And also, they didn't rush to the B point immediately. They took their time. The defenders also took the time to not go for B or A. Solid hero scouting here in the middle. And maybe some counter push action. White Raiders definitely decided to be more aggressive here on the defense. Holding up on the front supply, not waiting on the plateau. It looked like they might have gone for attacking the rotation here. Not the absolute worst idea if the attackers are split up a little bit too much. But that requires a lot of quick reaction in the whole team. And here we see No Scrim taking also A for free. A little bit unfortunate. Always if maps are very dominated by 3 points to be taken. Because it delays the action very, very long. And you guys know me. I'm very, very craving for action. I need a lot of action. I need fast action. I do not want to wait. And I'm actually also not good at waiting. Okay, we see a very classical rotation here over towards the supply. But no units so far on the bottom. I'm actually not quite sure if this is the thing I want to see from No Scrim. Because it will lock them into this choke. And they will not have a lot of good opportunities to use the space up, on the bottom here. To punish maybe aggressive positioning here from the side, here from the back. Okay. White Raiders are still not buying it totally. They are not rotating over. But they definitely could. And they're giving a lot of space here to No Scrim. That's actually a huge mistake. Full free rotation. For No Scrim, free space taking. They're getting onto the crossroad uncontested. I do think it's a mistake by White Raiders. Also losing their front supply at the same time. And now they're coming in from two sides. A little bit delayed by White Raiders. Getting held by a shield wall of a few units. So the main side is getting wiped by No Scrim in the meantime. Also the supply is getting blocked. That is very important. Both supplies are currently not available for White Raiders. And with a good and solid and very dense blob, they made it onto the supply. So the supply is blocked. Now also good trap position here for No Scrim. And all they got here, they got from White Raiders not moving, from them not reacting to the rotation, even if it was not that fast. And here we see definitely, yeah, Rustic division rotation speed and reaction speed. Maybe they did expect a different kind of push. And they were definitely not reacting correctly and they were not reacting fast. And that results in a very convincing vibe here for No Scrim against the White Raiders. They got the supply in the meantime, but it makes no difference because it can get blocked and taken back anyway. And now if they go for the C point, most likely they will get massacred one by one. I do not see a good opportunity for them and they will absolutely waste away tons of units if they keep going out here. Because at this bridge they will get trapped, they will get farmed, they have no structure in their team and they definitely desperately need to reset, guys. Do not push through this choke out, you're just getting farmed. Very, very unlucky decision making here, or bad decision making. I guess this is Rustic division, unfortunately also. They are making mistakes, they are playing not to their best advantages. And they are losing a lot of units here. And here, No Scrim is in the perfect position to win this game already. They have more than 10 minutes now for the end cap. A massively one unit rate already. And they can just brute force push if they want to. But they should not cap at the same time with 5 heroes. Come on, guys. Nah. I know you have the better unit rate, but don't waste. Good Cav here into the flames. By Woof Woof. Also very good glaive action here. Immediately taking out the flames. So it even doesn't matter if they're not pushing with their full force. Defenders were also not fully in their position because they died pre-push a lot. So I do understand why no Scrim went for this push. Even if I thought it might have been better to wait just a little bit longer. But they calculated better than me, and they definitely went for this winning push. Killing the Flames was crucial, but now the Cav reinforcements are the crucial thing that needs to die. Oh, the Cav wiping the effect. I'm not quite sure if they should have not wiped the Fire Archers here, because these Fire Archers are also dealing a lot of damage. Semi-dangerous trap here. But now the fight looks kinda even. And Scrim might call in for a reset. The Flames are not really committing. But a lot of Phalanx is still in the fight. I guess the Flames were waiting just a little bit for some frontline with the Paladins here. Yeah, timing with the reinforcements is not too bad. They might just take over the fight once again with double Flames now. I'm not quite sure if this is the thing. But it looks like the frontline is holding. So then double Flames are dealing crazy damage. Also Hero Dive getting denied by Tyke and his dual blade mainly. Marzipan and Garisu dealing with the other dive attempt. And now the double Flames are massively cooking this blob. I'm quite sure this was not intended to play double Flames, but it turned out beautiful. And yeah, we see what happens when Flames are not getting contested by the correct units, not by hero gameplay. And then the dense flame blobs are unbeatable. Yeah, solid trap here on the top of the stairs. So please guys, do not over push into your own trap. I always hate it when someone puts this amazing trap here to kill reinforcements and everyone just greed pushes into them and sends the player for the good trap down on the bottom of the scoreboard. But here the perfect timings were happening. Late dive onto the Flames, but I guess no one cares anymore. Very, very convincing and methodical approach by no Scrim, but I do think this game was also actively lost by White Raiders by not immediately getting getting aggressive when they moved down the stairs. They should have been already closer and just immediately caught them in the very very tiny choke there on the bottom of the stairs. Do not give them the movement opportunities so they can't block the supply and then just, block their supply, use your own double unit down. That would have been the move. And that was their best chance to get a really good unit rate. So yeah, unfortunately, this one bad decision made the whole game unwinnable. MVP also with 79 unit kills, Kingo here. Yeah, not too impressive, but that happens when you're getting absolutely farmed. Charm on the other side with a very impressive 170 unit kills, not even with a crazy use of his hero. But King's 96 awards, well played. And as always, the scoreboard is messed up. So if you want to track performance of your favorite player, you should just look into it. We will just highlight here Tyke with an amazing 11-1 dual blade performance. Solid damage for a competitive match. 140,000 is not crazy, but definitely very solid. And 11 kills peak for themselves, so we got a lot. Well done. And we are leaving the lobby. Give me at least time to recover my voice a little bit. And then we'll see us in the next game of Yale Academy versus Hermit, I think. So yeah, see you after the break. Get yourself a snack, go to the toilet, and then we are ready in roughly 13 minutes.